Passed a fellow that was on his way to work, walking. So Dad stopped, "You want to ride?" He goes, "Yeah, I want to ride." He says, I'll pay you, if you pick me up every day, so I'll give you like $1 a week. You're going there anyhow and drive me to the plant. So my dad was like the first Uber driver, I think. And then we were brand new dollar bills that supposedly we got in our stockings at Christmas time. That's where those brand new dollar bills came from, right? And then this is Bill Newman and Noel, his dog. We always seem to have the name of the dogs, but not the people sometimes. So we always know the pets. So Bill's a nice guy too. This is actually in Kingsland Park. He was one of the mechanics that worked there, and he's one of the few guys that had to be rescued in the building. He was down inside one of the machines doing some kind of adjustment or something like that. He got kind of trapped in there. So they had to, he didn't get hurt, but they had to take the machine apart and get him out of there and stuff. So that's his story. And another fellow is over on Harrison Street. We don't know who that is. And then Joe DeBold, he was another supervisor. He had a large family in Nutley. He was one of the fellows that went on to Warwick, to the new plant in New York State. He had a big family, had a good job, so for him it was worthwhile moving up there and going with the plant. And we talked about when they went to Warwick, and then Eric talked about the unions, and when they moved up to Warwick, the union actually got voted out, so it became a non-union shop again up there for a while. I don't know, it's not there any longer, it's since closed, so I don't know really where it went. Yeah, with all digital banking now and all, the demand is lesser now for the safety paper and all than it was. So this is Hot Dog, so that was his nickname. And he was an interesting character too, because for those of you who are observant, you can see that's McDonald's in the background. So Hot Dog worked at McDonald's as a manager, as his night job after hours, and he was also a paratrooper. So he was, that's why he was a hot dog. That's where that came from, I think. And just another, we don't know who this guy is, but it's another person that worked there. And then it's Bill Woodham again. We saw him right in the beginning. That was actually down in John and C's funeral home parking lot on Washington Avenue. For you really older Nutley memory people there, that was where the credit union is now, Proponent Credit Union is now. And there's more people that worked up there. A lot of Chevys in the pictures. Now this was, the guy on the left, his name was Shape Up. So we don't know if he kept saying that to people or where that name came from, but Shape Up was his nickname. And the fellow on the right, we don't know who that was. That was a retirement party. And let's see, oh, Billy Williams is on the left. Actually, Billy Williams is still around. He's down the shore. He still calls my dad once in a while. That's Billy there. And this fellow, we don't know who he is. Even though he was at our house, we don't know his name. And then when Georgia Pacific took over, a lot of the credits that you had in the pension and everything else that you had with LaMonte carried over from LaMonte to Georgia Pacific. So those are Dad's service pins for 15 and 20 years. So he was able to get his 20 years in at GP. We have them up on the table here too. And we have the bowling shirts on display. We just located those last month. They had a great bowling team up there. They bowled at Olympic Bowl down by McDonald's in Belleville was the place that they went to. So that was on the bowling team. So we found his shirts the other day, so they're kind of fun. And then we just go back to the paychecks just to show, because it comes up a lot of times, what kind of money did people make and how much work did people do. So we look over here, we see that Dad had a 40-hour work week and he worked 21 hours overtime. They had 6-day work weeks when he first started. They had 48-hour work weeks, but 8 of the hours would be overtime. But they worked beyond that too. Remember, he was saving up for a house, trying to feed my brother and I, and buy a car. So he worked a lot of hours. We were little, so we didn't really realize how much he worked back then, but he was there a lot. And then the bottom check is there was pay adjustments. If you were the back tender who did most of the work, you got paid less than the operator, who was just the brains of the operation. But all he did was really push the buttons. But so there was a pay differential between the two. So if you transferred around from one end of the machine to the other, they kept track of that, and you would get paid differently. We have all these checks. We got, I don't know, probably several dozen paychecks that Dad saved as pay stubs. The year is not on any of them. We looked through all of them. They have the month and the week, but they never put the year on, and we can't determine what year they are, other than put them in sequential order for what his hourly rate was. So this is the profit sharing. We showed that before, but you got $264 profit sharing in whatever year that was. You see that up here. And then this, we put this check up because it shows the Georgia Pacific. So this is one of the, I think this was his last check where he got paid for his vacation time that he had accumulated. So he got $500 for that. And then you got $50 a week for every week you worked there, severance pay if you chose not to go on. So he took his $1,500 and paid the bills until we got a job at Roche. And we talked before about the savings bonds, that program there. And this one we liked because it was kind of funny, because we talked about the fellow that would, Paul Haggerty, he would bring you in one by one for your review, for your weekly, your yearly review for your pay. And he would come in, okay, all right, Ray, we're going to give you a nickel raise, but don't tell anybody. Right, so here's his nickel raise from $1.16 to $1.21. But again, we don't know what year, other than it was July. Okay, then Eric touched upon this before. This is the Picnic Grove, help me out? The Sundance Lodge. So Sundance Lodge was up on Route 46, up past Willowbrook on the eastbound side. It was up against the Passaic River, a very large picnic ground, and they had a great company picnic up there. It was an all-day event with pools and pony rides and all kinds of games of chance and food and big cow troughs with Canada Dry bottles of soda in there that we put our hand in and get frostbite trying to find a cream soda. What else? We had hamburgers all day, right? And we can't find any pictures of Sundance. I've been going crazy trying to find a website with pictures of the lodge, even just something with the picture of the thing on there on the front, for the entrance. And we can't find anything. There's just nothing around. So I was going through the house, and we were, again, doing Dad's house, and this was on the mirror in my mom's bedroom, and it fell out from behind one of the cards a couple weeks ago. And it's the only reference we have to Sundance Lodge. And this one is fun because my mom won the bowling contest. So we see her, oops, sorry. We see her name right in here, Olive Wilson. And then she somehow won the bowling contest, which I still don't understand that, but she had very bad arthritis, but somehow she won the contest and got some earrings and a little earring tray and stuff like that. But we had a lot of fun there the years that we went there. They would have all kinds of door prizes, grills away to all the different employees that were there, egg throwing, all that stuff we don't do anymore. But all that fun stuff that really made it a great place to work. So we're doing good on time. So you have anything else you want to add? Do you want to go over again? Okay. So we have things on the table up here. We have some of the company booklets from the anniversary from 1953. We have some ads that came out that were in the magazines. We have the company manuals. We have the tool. I'm showing that one tool, the wedge there. That was an interesting fan of white here. He's helping us out. So that is a tool. It's like a wedge as we would know it. But that was used by the fellows doing the paper. Hold it up high. Yeah, there you go. And that would be to help guide the paper in. And the guys who were really good could use it like as a knife almost, and like take off any rough edges that were on the paper. Because again, you're trying to save as much as the paper on the roll as you can. You don't want waste. So that was a very unique tool that only a few of the guys are really skilled at using. Okay, thanks. And we have some of the bricks up there. We actually have part of the terrazzo floor from the main building. Just before they got, it was demolished there. So my friends at Hop and LaRoche cut a piece of floor out for me and made us a little plaque for that. So that's part of the floor. We got part of the bricks from the building. And then we got the roll of paper. Yeah, we got that. And there's some other little things to look at when you go up there. Some of the older pictures, you want to look at them again, they're up there. So that's really the extent of our presentation. It was a great place to work, a great place for people to enjoy, and it was just you know, the more we read about the company and how they did stuff and looking through Dad's paperwork, we realize how great the place was. Yeah. So, somebody have any questions? We'll do some Q&A here if somebody has anything they want to.